Are you sure you're not recording?
Yeah, we're not recording, man. Go for it.
Bro.
It's just right. Okay, it's a bit weird, but recently I've been having this trouble, and it's because of my arse hair. It's quite hairy, and when I poo, especially if I'm not eating well and it's a bit like rabbity, it'll get stuck on the hair, and I'll get lots of.
Hey, dude, leave it for the pod.
Leave it for the pod.
Hey guys, welcome back to Leave for the Pod after 2 weeks.
But you're filming. But you told me you
After
weren't.
2 weeks, yeah.
Oh, fuck's sake!
So I've getting a phone call.
It's
It's from Sheffield.
Ooh.
Sheffield. Call
Why
from
did we
Sheffield.
go from Sheffield?
Oh, wow.
Zero. I'm not gonna answer.
Is it one of her fans calling?
Might be.
I think it was a fan calling saying,
I think
"Where
it's
have you
cute.
been for 2
Yeah,
weeks?
they probably
We've been
have.
waiting here for another nice pod to give our ears some orgasms." and it's
All
not been
the
happening."
pods.
Yeah, you've been waiting.
Yeah, guys,
and listen,
it's not Q&A day yet.
not yet. When we get,
But
a
if you
bit
want to
more-
send in your questions, feel free.
yeah, in the comments, ask us anything. We'll answer any topics you want us to talk about. We can maybe do that. Any movies you see that you're like, oh, I'd like to hear about that. We could do that for you.
We have 0 fans.
We have
Well,
15.
How many subscribers do we have?
15
15.
Yeah, I think it's
15.
That's pretty good. But anyway, enough with the introductions.
Welcome back to our podcast,
Welcome
guys.
back.
We apologise for the delay of 2 weeks.
So basically, the pod we tried to do 2 weeks ago, Eric's computer
my computer
corrupted.
decided to not work.
And it sounded terrible, and we didn't have time to make another one. And then the next week,
It was such a good pod as well.
Yeah,
it was hilarious.
Oh,
It was our
God.
best.
the best
The
one.
best.
And,
And it will never be released.
yeah, you could trust
Unless
our
we
word on
reach 10,000 subscribers,
Yeah.
By
then
tomorrow.
that. 10,000 likes on this video. We'll release the video. It was hilarious. You'll have to listen through all the like muffled, terrible sound.
and the next one, we're going to do a Halloween special, but things didn't work out.
Yes.
So yeah,
We're back. We're with
bitch.
a bang.
This is
Back with
our
the bang.
return Halloween special after holiday break edition.
We've got some spooky films for you.
Yeah, so today we're going to be reviewing our first film is First Man.
Oh, starring Ryan Gosling.
Which, ironically, is the scariest film we saw because it was so bad.
Yeah, it was a pile of shit.
Okay, let's get into that afterwards. Then we're going to be talking about our Halloween special. Halloween, only Halloween.
If you can't hear that, it's Halloween.
Yeah, it is Halloween.
What's the noise that he makes?
No, that's
that's
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. But what's
I don't
the?
think he does
It's
speak.
Yes, piano. You know, like to imagine Michael Myers is just sitting there hitting the top keys.
Stabbing someone.
Yeah, and he's listening to it. He's like, I'm gonna
Oh,
go.
this sounds really good.
And yeah, our third movie is a wonderful film, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh,
yeah,
God bless.
about the band Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
Queen.
Queen.
No, it's O2. Our favourite, you two. Our favourite film we saw.
Yeah, our favourite band, O2.
Yeah.
O2. I love O2.
But yeah, anyway,
I love their phones as well.
Let's start with 3 minutes into the podcast with
3
First Man.
minutes?
That's
Now-
called an introduction,
Now,
bitch.
First Man. I was very excited for this film.
I was
not.
Ever since I saw the trailer, I wanted
per
to see this
usual.
film.
This wasn't the film that I was most interested in seeing. I just knew we had to fill out the week.
Man, I saw the trailer and I thought First Man looked amazing.
Yeah, I thought it was like
It looked so exciting.
I like the moon.
It's a great
No,
place.
okay, so
Yeah.
the film, first of all, it's over 2 hours long.
Yeah, it's
So-
almost 2.5 hours long.
Don't expect
It feels 2
to
hours
sit
long.
there.
It feels more than
It takes
2
place over like 10 years, and I felt like I was there for every fucking day of it.
every minute.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it was
And
very long.
essentially, it is the story of the first man in the moon.
Neil Armstrong
I love him. He's
and Buzz Aldrin close
Big
behind
fan.
him.
I just want to say the reason why I did kind of like this film was I did learn a lot. There was a lot of things that I didn't know.
I didn't know he had a daughter that passed away.
I did not know that either.
I mean, it makes sense for his personality being not there at all. But like,
Yeah.
it was just he was,
He was such a dick.
and I feel like
I don't know
Ryan.
if he was just kind of like disjointed with like
Yeah,
reality.
he was a bit rude sometimes. Like
Yeah,
there
well,
were
that's-
scenes when friends would come up and help him, and he'd just be like, "Do you think I come here to speak to you?" No, and
Yeah,
he just makes. them
You're
feel-
jumping ahead a bit there, Eric.
But I don't. Yeah, you are, but I don't think that's
Spoilers.
because like you
He
could
gets to
blame-
the moon.
Yeah, he does. After
And
that, he gets
returns.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, although you don't get to see any of him coming back.
See, I was a bit worried that it was Ryan Gosling's performance that was the reason it seemed so bad, but I think that he just
No,
really
not at all.
went into it. And I think that he kind of was so truthful to the character that it was boring. It was like in most movies when there's real stories, you kind of get like this overly done something to be interested about. Get your fucking gross arms away. Get like something to be more interested about. But like for this one, Ryan Gosling just was him. And he is not the most exciting person. However, because he's not very exciting, that's why he was good.
He didn't take his
mission.
top off for the whole film, man.
No, that's all we care about.
Or danced. He
Didn't dance either.
Yeah.
All his talents were hidden.
Yeah.
What a waste.
Yeah.
He didn't play piano. He learned that for La La Land. All of that was wasted in this film.
A shite film.
Yeah.
But no, I
fake.
did enjoy it. The only issue I did have with it was very long, and it felt very long.
There was so much about his family.
And because now I'd understand if they were going into his family for them to make him like a real person and like have some emotion to him, but like for some reason looking into his family made me not even less invested than I was.
Yeah.
If they had just shown him like from this going to the moon, like from like to the end, I would have probably been more invested because I'd been like, oh, I hope he doesn't die.
Me and Michael started role playing as if we were in the rocket with him,
and it was more fun.
Yeah, we did do that.
It was more. We hooked ourselves in. I was moving my juice.
People in the cinema
started shaking my
it.
chair.
Yeah.
People in the cinema must have thought we were total stupid.
Yeah, but we were at the back,
enjoyed it,
so we didn't distract anyone.
and we were
that's
quiet,
true.
but it was
Yeah.
Because
just
we respect
we
people.
do.
we respect people with unlimited cards.
Only them. Everyone else is dirt.
Time for a sponsor bit.
Yeah, guys, this isn't sponsored, by the way. Hashtag no ads.
It's sponsored by Dirt though.
Hashtag please someone sponsor us.
I would love us, but who would we want? I think Cineworld would be our main goal.
Yeah, unlimited. If you're listening to this,
Unlimited reasons to. There's unlimited reasons to get a Cine card. Movies,
Us.
more movies. Us.
No,
We
going
do
back
it.
to Ryan Gosling, I think he did a good job.
Yeah,
but
just
I don't
too
think
good.
I don't think Neil
He did
Armstrong.
too good a job.
The only thing interesting about Neil Armstrong was that he got to the moon. Apart from that, his life is so boring.
Oh, yeah.
He is so wooden. Like he has no ups and downs. Really.
Yeah.
And the only bits that I remember being like shocked or emotionally shocked was with the wife.
Yeah, she was good though. You know what I mean? Like the way,
She
like
was good,
her,
yeah.
like they gave her a lot of like backstory, and like I felt very sorry for her more than I felt for Neil.
She was suffering more than.
yeah, because
Neil
he was
suffering.
totally like just not communicating, and he just his head was so invested in the work because all his friends
Claire
died.
Foy.
Claire
Oh, yeah, Claire Foy.
She's
She's
very
in
good.
the Dragon Tattoo series as well.
Yes.
In the new film coming out and that. But he was so invested in his mission because all his friends died. Like trying to
During it, so basically there's a bit where, because people kind of wonder why people really wanted to go to the moon and why he himself was like so dead cert, but it was because, and it makes sense, it's kind of like, it's like if you were in the army and you lost like loads of your friends, you'd want to win the war because that would, you know, because if they die for no reason, then what was the point? So I think that like Neil was like, my friends have died for this, so you know I'm gonna do it, and like that kind of put his family to the side. And that was all he had focused. Like there's a bit at the end, not to jump, but to be honest, the movie, because it's a real story, like there's not really much to like talk about in terms of plot. But near the end, he's pretty much getting ready to go to the Apollo mission to go to the moon, and he's not even speaking to his wife. He's packing, and he's not told his children that there's a chance that he might not come back. And I was like, man, that is so fun up, and he's not even funny. See, if he was funny and he did shit like that, I would be like, alright, you know, it's fun to watch. He's a bad guy. But the fact that he wasn't funny and he did this just made
and he was boring.
Yeah, and he had a massive chin, but I think that's just Ryan Gosling. When Ryan Gosling has stubble, he looks normal. But when he's shaven, it's like so massive.
And you were talking about the end. We said it was a very long film and it felt very long. There was a certain moment, we all talked about it, that we thought if it finished there, it would have been ideal. We won't say where. If it would have finished there, it would have been so much better. And the rest was so unnecessary. It was like 20 extra minutes that we did not need.
Talk about like unnecessary bits. Because there was so many times where there was good moments, like good, you know, like training for it. Lots of like, what's gonna happen? You're right, Reed. Reed just tried to speak. He might nearly die.
The only bit I enjoyed was the astronaut training.
Yes.
And there was only one part of that.
They should have done more of that, because that must have taken so long.
Yeah,
and there must have taken so long to like have that happen.
Imagine if Liam Neeson's film was called Tukin.
She's been took. Where's my daughter?
There was good, to be honest. The scenes in space were pretty good. Like the scene.
I couldn't see anything because it was so
I was
shaky.
very claustrophobic in many scenes.
Yeah.
And especially there's the one scene where they're trying some things and something goes wrong, and I felt very, not stressed, but very like, oh god.
There's a bit. There's a bit in the middle where they're practicing.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, and basically they fall out. I don't know what happened specifically, but the ship loses power or whatever, and it starts spinning around, and his partner who's beside him, Neil's partner, starts like fainting and passes out, and then Neil has to stay awake to sort the
It's
ship
pretty
out
much
himself.
like he's doing there what he couldn't do at the training.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
because
exactly what it was.
because at the training he had this same sort of
But
exercise.
it wasn't exciting because all he did was flip switches over and over again.
And
All he did
Failed.
was faint, not faint, faint, not faint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was cool though. I have to say that part. I was like, oh god, like I knew he wasn't gonna die.
But like Michael turned to me and he was like, "This would be really cool in 4D," and it would make it more exciting.
I'll be honest.
Because imagine the chairs were rocking.
And I've always said 4D seems like a waste of time, but that film in 4D would probably be
Because
quite
there's so
good.
much shaking.
yeah, I would enjoy that a lot.
Imagine like 4D when he's in the flight simulator and
Oh.
you're just like
Imagine 4D.
weird flipping
Imagine 4D when finally.
all of a sudden my passes out.
People are passing, people are waking up crying, just like
Spewing everywhere. But 4D in the scene where they take off must be quite. That must be quite.
But then imagine old women.
Imagine everything's still and
they're
suddenly
fucking
3, 2,
bingo
1
ones.
and it starts like going
Yeah.
for it. That must be quite.
And it
interesting.
would be quite intense. I think everything would mean.
Anyway, if any of you guys have done 4D, please tell us in the comments below.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I actually think we
Also
should
send
do that.
stuff to our PO box.
We don't have a PO
We
box.
do.
Do we?
We do, yeah. It's leaveitforthepod@gmail.com.
In Los Angeles.
That's not a PO box.
What are you talking about?
That's
know what
an
PO
email
box- you know what
address.
PO
Oh,
box
right.
is?
No, I just. I
What
thought
is
you
a
meant
PO
email.
box, Michael?
A PO box is where people send things.
So they're just gonna send these physical things via email.
No, but like I guys,
Hey guys, I just bought you this present.
Out of us three, Michael's not the smart one.
that is yeah.
I don't think any of us are smart, to be honest.
I think Reese is probably. Well, no, you're the smartest because you have 3 languages.
Yeah, barely.
Because Eric is Spanish for all.
Eric tried to say tribe today, but in Spain they don't have the letter B. That's what he says. And so
He's lying.
No, we
He
do.
just doesn't know.
He said-
Okay,
he said
in Spanish,
tribe.
for all my Spanish subscribers, you'll know what I'm talking
Como te
about.
llamas?
The B and the V sounds B. They all sound the same. So many words.
So why did you still say V?
Because
Yeah.
I'm used to saying
Tribes.
that word with a B sound.
Okay.
And sometimes I get confused and I put a V when there's not a V and I put a B when there's not a B. It's a very long story.
Yeah.
You know what?
Thank God you're beautiful.
Although they might be wondering which one I am. Well, you know what? We have
Very
a
good. Let's
banner
go.
which we have not talked about.
Yeah, the banner. I love.
Oh,
we have not
yeah.
mentioned this. I
very
have a
global.
logo and a banner right now.
Love our logo, love our
But
banner.
you'll see it when you visit our channel to watch this video and our 3 previous videos.
Yeah.
We now have an official logo.
And
Yeah,
it
official
is not
branding.
long until we are going to film our pods.
And if you
That's
guys
exciting.
want t-shirts with a logo, then just let us know.
Yeah,
and
get
we'll
you hooked up.
make one for that one person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I will send it to you for free.
We'll send it to your PO box.
We'll pay you for it.
Yeah, we'll pay you a couple of pounds. For
We'll
that.
we'll give you money for wearing it.
Yeah, thank you for sponsoring.
Thank you so much.
You are very.
Whoever you are out there,
Yeah.
We're out there.
our one lucky subscriber.
Oh my gosh.
Well, how many subscribers do we have?
15.
And only 3 of them are us.
So essentially, I'd say First Man. The one thing I did actually like from First Man was many of the side characters.
You said you liked the bits in space.
What?
Bits and space. Buzz Aldrin, if you're talking about characters, was the guy who played that.
He was an asshole.
He was in House of Cards. this actor, I think. Yeah,
Corey
That's not
Stoll.
Kevin Spacey.
Corey Stoll. But he was an asshole. But like we were saying, we'd have rather watched his story because he was an asshole, but he was funny. Like he was like interesting to watch.
He said what people thought.
Ed White, played by Jason Clarke. He was very.
Yeah, I've
I
seen
think he
him
was
in
gonna-
things before as well, but I can't remember what.
He's been in Great Gatsby,
Yeah. Oh no, I've definitely.
He's in other stuff, though.
I've seen him in loads.
Everest.
Everest, that's what it was, I remember.
Zero Dark Knight, Terminator Genesis,
Keep going.
I've not seen Terminator.
Winchester.
Oh, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, yeah,
he's
he
a
was in
big
Dawn of the
character in
Planet
that.
of the
He's
Apes.
the
He's the
like the
main
main
guy.
guy.
Oh,
in it.
oh
Yeah.
he's the ape.
No, Caesar. And he's not the ape.
Oh.
No, he's like one of the.
Oh, James Franco. He's James Franco.
Yeah, he's James Franco. Where's
Oh.
Mark Wahlberg when you need him? That's my question.
Yeah,
That's true.
He's the best actor.
Yeah, I think so. He should have been in this. He's done a great job.
He should have been Neil Armstrong.
Kyle Chandler, basically, everything I've seen him in, he's exactly the same.
Yeah, but in this he was
Well, like a military
extra. He was
guy.
extra bad.
No,
Like, he just there was nothing.
I mean, character-wise, he's always like serious, like
what was his character?
everything I've seen. Like
He was like there.
he didn't do anything.
Like the Wolf of Wall Street and Super 8, he's always been like the same.
And he's just
I've
that
never-
guy.
I've never
I
seen
liked
him.
him in Wolf of Wall Street, to be
And
fair.
I liked him because he was what he was, but I'd never seen him and be like, wow, this is so good.
No,
It's
he's a very
Yeah.
backgroundy support actor that doesn't really do much.
he's
like
quite
that works
supportive.
for what you need.
Yeah,
But
he's-
we love you and we support you
Exactly,
in your career.
sponsor us. But yeah, so basically there was a sad bit with the actor we were talking about.
Oh, Ed.
Jason Clarke,
plays Ed.
where, and I didn't know this, but these people died in was it a test for it? Was it?
I don't know what it was. It was
Yeah.
it was one of the. It wasn't a Gemini. It was or a Gemini or what
I think it was one of the Apollos.
It was Apollo 10, I think.
I think they
Yeah,
were
that's what they
testing
called
for, and they were saying that they had problems talking to people, like they couldn't hear them.
Yeah, the
people-
communication wasn't working, and then there was a faulty wire.
Yeah, and I have to say that bit was probably the most because
And it was full of oxygen. The cockpit.
So it
That's
just
why it lit
so it
up
just
like
exploded,
that.
and it was one of these things where like most people would panic, but what they did was they like strapped themselves in, tried to like unhinge a thing, like they did what they did completely without panicking, and then it just exploded. And I thought I thought that bit was sad, but then somehow Neil managed to make it like because when he got told, he just I assume he was doing the whole thing where he was like keeping it in, but it didn't seem that way. I
Yeah,
think
there
that
was
might
no
be
emotion
Ryan.
with Neil.
I think it might be Ryan
He
Gosling.
cried on the moon.
Yeah, there was a good scene.
Because that's all he cares
When he
about.
goes to the moon, he does do something that I found. I was like, okay, that kind of
Well,
doesn't save the
listen,
movie.
Yeah,
but-
because when they were like, "What are you going to bring to the moon?" and he
Yeah.
just says, "If it was up to me, I'd bring more fuel."
Yeah, and then he's like, and he's always looking down because he doesn't want to talk to them. It's like, because
Yeah.
he hates the press.
he does have a back history that sort of triggers him at many
Yeah.
points, and at the end he kind of like doesn't fix it, but kind of does something that you go, okay, well at least
Well,
kind of a
we
happy
can talk
ending.
about it, can't we? 'Cause-
I'd rather not spoil it for the people.
but
I mean, it's going to be out of cinema soon.
exactly. Well, basically, is we talked about his daughter dying.
If you guys are spoiled, then it's not my fault.
Yeah, exactly. We talked
Spoiler
about
warning right now.
his daughter dying,
Skip to a minute.
and basically his daughter died, and then the daughter had a little like bracelet.
With her name on it.
Aye, and he took that up with him to the moon, and then kind of almost like
His daughter's
spread it.
name Karen.
I don't know. It's a weird name for a child, but
Well,
like.
I mean,
But my mum's called Karen, and I always think that's a weird name. Like you couldn't imagine.
well, if you have like
Your
Deborah
mother was a child.
Well, my dad's called Brian, and I'm like, imagine a child called Brian,
or Deborah.
or like an old woman called Margaret, like a child called Margaret.
I know, but it has to happen.
Yeah.
Or maybe
In
think
10 years' time, there'll be someone called Michael that's like child, and they'll be like, "Oh, that's a weird name."
yeah.
Do you think so? I wonder if that because I suppose
It
the cycles
goes in
names.
generation.
It'll be
People-
generational.
Oh my god, that is true.
People will be called Margaret.
Yeah.
Like it'll happen again. Names
Yeah.
or they'll make new names. Or people will all be called like Star.
That's crazy.
And like because all the millennials will come out. Oh yeah, I'm gonna call them like gold dust.
Glitter. You know how you were saying that you found something annoying. I found a bit annoying when they got to the moon. How long can
took
you
him
take
so long.
to take that last step? Like he got down the stairs. He was
Oh.
one step from touching the moon. Easily a minute and a half.
No, because the whole time he was like, "What am I gonna say? Shit, what am I gonna say?" And I need to make this big.
Yeah, and then he just stood on the moon and was like, "Yep."
The best thing he said was that quote that everyone knows. That is the only good thing he's ever said in
One
his
small
life.
step for man.
And I bet it
one
wasn't his
giant
idea.
leap for mankind. But it took him so long to say that. And then I knew there was
One
going to be the
small
shot
step
of like
for
the
man.
boot. Like the boot on the dust.
Yeah.
Oh, what I'm talking about when he goes up to the moon, there's an amazing bit where you hear all the noise, they open up the ship, and then it just goes completely silent.
the vacuum.
And then they go out, and then you see this like wide pan of the moon, which looked amazing, I have to say.
Yeah.
And it was.
I don't think they were actually at the moon though.
No,
Do you not think so?
I think it might have been a set with the green screen.
Nah, I think they went there.
I think they went all the way to the moon.
It was too realistic.
Yeah.
I
The scenes,
don't know.
no, but the scenes in space were quite good.
We'll do some research
And
into it.
although it was filmed in a very old-fashioned way, like the actual.
Well, you know, you were saying about the shaky cam and you didn't like the shaky cam. I have to say, and this was one thing I liked about it, was because you only ever saw inside the spaceship or just very close to it while things were happening. It felt how they would have felt. Because all they can see is what's right in front of them, and then everything's just flipping, and they can't see outside. They're completely disorientated, and I felt disorientated, and I was like, "That's good." That's why I liked all the action sequences, because I was like, "Man, that was so cool." But they could have made so much more of going to the moon. They kind of skipped past that whole part. But yes, I think that's us done talking with
ratings.
Ratings. I'll go first. As entertainment, I'd give it I'd give it a 5 because it isn't terrible, and I do enjoy some bits of it. And then as an overall movie, I suppose you could maybe, because it's quite well structured, you could say it was like a 6.57 for a movie. Yeah, probably. So 5 and then 6.5.
For entertainment values, I would probably give it a 5.
Yes, it's not that bad.
As I said, I did learn some stuff, and I did come out and I was like, yeah, it was good.
That's not mile 22.
And yeah, exactly.
Mile 22 was riveting.
But as a film, I'd give it a 7 because I thought it was it's very important and it's good to know about this.
Every film I see, I'm like, where's my...
Good. Yeah.
Did it pass?
Did it pass? I thought this would fail.
Reese?
For enjoyability, I'd give it like a 3.5. I thought it was a pile of shit. And for a film, I guess it's good. I don't know if there's been a film like this made before. I presume there has. But I'd give it like a 7.5. It's good to know about.
Yeah. Good.
Cool.
Do you hear that?
Hear what? Guys,
what is that?
I don't know.
There's someone.
Why have the lights turned off? What? Oh my god!
Are you fucking...
Hey guys, welcome to a Loot for the Pod Halloween special.
If this is too spooky for you, go to 40 minutes.
40 minutes from now.
Number 40.
Because we're going to talk for a long time about it. And if you want to get spooky with us, then just turn your lights off.
Put some candles down.
Get some cranberry juice.
Burn yourself
to death. Alright, don't do that.
Halloween 2018.
Oh wow, it was scary.
I was so hyped for this film.
I was very hyped.
I was very excited.
Let's just make it clear that Michael did not see this with us.
Yep.
I saw it with my girlfriend.
I took long.
Let's make clear
you are with a girlfriend.
Do you know Michael's a girlfriend, guys?
Yeah. She's imaginary.
We kiss on the mouth.
Ew!
She's gross. Ever since we've been going to the cinema regularly, this has been a trailer, and it was always been there.
Yeah.
Like Halloween,
Yes.
Halloween.
And
to find
Overlord.
And Overlord, yeah.
Yeah.
Which we probably won't review.
Never. We're never going to
We definitely will.
Yeah, we'll review
That was
it.
way better than First Man.
Yeah, but well, it looks better.
Junior
I think I would rather go and watch Johnny
Grinch
English.
is coming out soon.
Oh yeah, it is.
The one with Benedict Cumberbatch.
And Fantastic Beasts.
Is Benedict Cumberbatch
The Grinch.
the voice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. I'm actually quite excited for that. I didn't know that he was.
But Halloween though.
Yeah, sorry.
You can always tell. You can always tell this is a good film when we talk about other films beforehand.
In the Halloween franchise, it's probably Reese here. I think you've seen the most of the movies, if not them all.
Yeah,
I've not seen
but
all
then
of them.
all that matters is if you've seen the first one.
The very first one.
Because after that,
This is a continuation. All the other ones don't matter in terms of the first story.
Yeah.
and I have to say, I watched the first one for the first time not long ago, and I found that every problem, whenever people go, oh, I hate when this happens in scary movies, I hate when that happens in scary movies, it was Halloween. Everything bad happened. The girl made so many stupid mistakes happen all the time.
Yeah, but like when that came out, it was like at that time
Yeah, it was
where
one of the first.
like they were just trying to get all of the classic horror tropes, like girls running away, and then she falls over, and then
Talking about running away, when she runs away, she goes to her neighbour's house and knocks on the door. I can't fathom why she would run away completely. Why would you? Because what's going to
to be
happen?
fair, Michael Myers only walks.
But that's another.
Really fast.
Don't you think how scary Michael
that really
Myers would
strong
be
cast.
if he ran as quick as he can get away from the camera when
Yeah.
it pans back to him? Like if he could run that, I would be so scared if Michael Myers with that face just sprinted. I think that would be terrifying. I don't know why they've never done that, especially in the new film, because it didn't do that. He still walks.
because
and,
they can't change it now because he's a character
Yeah, it's
with
like a very
history.
But Halloween is
Not a
known
lot.
for being the first slasher movie, the first film with a guy that just goes around killing.
Yeah, I suppose
And that was new. No one.
It
no one
gives.
had
It
that.
gives.
It's got the classic like butcher knife.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, they spent £300,000 making it.
That's not
and
much.
Made 70 million.
On opening weekend.
Is this the first
Or
one?
in
altogether.
general.
Is this the first one?
The first one was made out of 300,000.
Oh,
made
That's a really
70
low
million.
budget.
That's really.
So basically,
But at that time there was nothing else like that. So.
yeah. So that came out.
But this one was really popular too.
Yeah.
This one.
I
This
really
one,
enjoyed
and this one
this one.
surprisingly had good critics. Normally, when a horror movie comes out, they have like 60% Rotten Tomatoes
Yeah.
if they're lucky.
It was good.
But
yeah.
the critics were over 70, most of all of them.
Yeah.
Wow,
which
I
is
didn't know
very
that.
good. Yeah.
But there
That's
was,
why I was quite hyped because I was like, "Well, it must be actually
Yeah.
good. Finally, a good horror."
there was so
movie.
many. You know what I liked about it is see when anyone would get like
Predator.
anyone would get
Yeah, Predator. This is a close second. The
Close
Predator.
Yeah.
which was the best thing.
You've not seen
You've
it.
not seen it,
Shut
shut up.
up.
Stop trying to be part of the
I
pod.
do want to be. I am part of the. Hey, leave for the pod. Don't say that to me.
Babe.
On the pod. But the like I thought it was cool because before every death of someone, you would get to know them. So like the first murder, I believe, is
Sometimes.
with the son and the dad. Is that is
Yeah,
that
it's-
maybe
there's a
maybe it's
very-
not
First
the,
murder is like the driver and that
Yeah.
and the cop.
well, but like the first one we see.
There's a lot of-
because
there's a
you
lot of-
hear
You don't see
about
the dad dying.
No, because you break. Like, it was quite messed up because I didn't expect them to
Yeah, they killed a
show
child.
them killing the child.
He just banged its head against the window of a car.
No, he didn't just. He banged the head against, and then he choked him out, and then he's like trying to struggle away, and then all you hear is a pop, and that's it. And I just didn't expect. I thought the
Hey,
child
hey,
was.
leave him for the pop.
I thought the child was going to get away. I genuinely thought like he was going to.
I didn't think they. I didn't know they were allowed to kill.
I thought he
children
was
on
going to get
films.
away.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to get away, and he was like going to call the police, and that's how they found out,
Yeah.
or something similar.
And there was another time when he went past a screaming baby in a cot, and I was like, man, they'd already killed this child.
But it's got returning actors from the very first one, which is cool.
Yeah.
Like the old woman.
Was the main girl?
Yeah, was the main girl and the
police
sheriff.
Yeah, the
She
sheriff.
got good at acting. Like really, like if she was the older, version, because
Yeah.
She had 40 years to
I
practice.
suppose imagine our
She's
whole
been-
career.
she's been
has
studying for 40
It's been
years.
building up to this new remake of it just to try and. Was she in all of the? She wouldn't have been.
No, she was just in the first one and maybe the second. I can't remember. I think.
But
it was just
something
the first
I
one.
really liked Michael Myers. Well, whatever they call the monster.
Michael Myers.
Yeah, but no, he calls him. She calls him.
Oh,
something.
the boogeyman.
Yeah, the
Boogeyman.
boogeyman. I really like the look
Ooh.
because the mask was like definitely very
He
old.
slicked his hair back. He was going for a new look. He did not. In the other ones, it was like down, but in this one, he's like brought it back. Well, he didn't have a lot of hair because he was an older man.
Yeah.
But he didn't like.
Oh,
But he was like the time frame was so weird because I didn't realize because in the first Halloween,
yes.
He's
how old is he? He's like in his 20s, is he not?
yeah.
Yeah, and then this is 40 years later.
And
Well-
so, but like, and you see like the back of his head when they first meet him,
And his eyes as well.
and
Or
like he didn't
one
look
eye.
old as he should have.
No.
Like he should have been an old decrepit man.
Yeah. Like,
Well, to back up that, he was the same actor that did the original Michael Myers.
was he?
Yep.
Really,
Oh, I didn't know that.
that's
cool.
interesting.
So the guy that did it back in 1974 is the same one.
1978 would
Yeah.
it not be?
And there's a picture right here that you won't see, but that is him
Let's
Oh
see.
wow!
before and after,
Oh wow.
and that's crazy. They got not only the main actress, but the main actor as well.
To be honest,
it's
see-
not a really difficult role to be honest.
See, when I first saw it, and I saw him like when they go up to him in the institution, and he's standing there, I thought I was gonna see his face because I thought they'd have got like a well-known actor to play him, and they were gonna do
There'd be
that.
no point.
Matt
You know, but
Damon.
do you know that
Mark Wahlberg.
Oh my god!
Dwayne
imagine.
Johnson.
That would have been because I was just thinking because like if they did do that, they'd want FaceTime. Like you see in movies if there's like a famous actor,
Yeah, they
even
take
if
the
they
mask
have
off all the
masks,
time.
when they start speaking, they'll take their mask off
Yeah.
so you can see their face. That's what I thought was gonna happen. I thought like it was gonna be him without a mask. for a
No, there
bit.
wasn't really any huge actors in this.
No, not really.
except from the main lassie.
which was cool because I feel like it was like good for other.
Yeah,
they were all good.
You watched it for the story, not for anything else.
I think it was more like fanfare. Like they did a lot of stuff for fans.
Yeah, there was.
Yes.
Yeah, and I
a
think
lot like callbacks to things that there was like they are running to like the neighbour's house, which kind of still annoyed me.
Yeah,
but like
there was like classic things in it, like the douchebag boyfriend, and then like the fat friend.
who like I was so like I felt bad for him though.
I didn't. I was like, this is so obvious, like what he's trying to do.
yeah.
He just wants to get with her.
Actually, I say that I think about it. No, I didn't. I remember actually in my head being like, I hope he gets fucking killed because he was just a wee creepy.
That was the
chapstick
creepiest
prick.
part of the film.
Yeah.
What?
Like when they were in the garden and the light kept going on and
yeah,
off.
man, it was like the weeping angels from Doctor Who. It really
Yeah,
freaked
like
me
for
out.
walking, he got to different. Basically, he's in this garden, this like fat guy after just getting rejected by the main girl.
Aye.
And Michael Myers is in the garden with him, but there's like a motion sensitive light.
that was very good.
And it kept going off, and then when it was back on, he'd be like closer or he'd be in a different position. And it was just that was
really
the creepiest
creepy.
part.
And he was drunk as well, so like
He thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
And it was on Halloween night, so he thought it was just a guy dressed up.
What kind of freaked me out though is even though I didn't like the guy, they made all the people in this so real that when they talking about that. So do you remember the girl?
I'd say
with
the
the blonde,
characters in general are all very good.
Do you remember the guy with the girl with the blonde hair?
Yeah.
Yes.
The one that was friends with the main character.
Yeah.
She seemed so nice. Like, see, when she was with the
When she was babysitting.
the babysitting, she was so
You felt
kind.
bad.
She was really looking after him.
I like that kid. That kid was funny.
Yeah, the kid was.
I'm
very
glad
funny.
that the kid didn't die. I was
Every
really
single
worried.
person that's
After I
seen
saw the
film,
first
I think he
kid
was.
die.
Oh, yeah, he was. Yeah, and
I
there was
was-
a baby at one point that he looked at, and I was like, "Oh my god, he's gonna stab a baby,"
Yeah.
but he didn't.
Yeah, but like there was a bit
Spoilers.
where, and basically they were doing that whole thing. So there was a scene where this kid that we really like, and then the other girl we really liked that was blonde. She was like talking to him and telling him, "There's nothing in your room. You're fine. Don't worry about it." Goes to it was in the trailer, I believe.
Yeah.
Goes to shut the thing, and then it
He was
and it
like, "You
opens.
shut the cupboard," and she tries to close it, but his boot is in the way.
And it was there was a funny bit in that scene though, where like the kid runs out and goes, "If you run up there, you're gonna die."
Yeah.
Oh shit!
No, he jumps out of bed and he's like, "Oh shit!"
And he runs past him, and then the boyfriend kind of goes,
I'll save you.
"I'll save you." Gets a knife, and then it cuts to like the police finding it.
Yeah, and he's impaled like 2 feet off
Oh
the
my
ground
God.
on a wall.
And I'm like, "Yeah, that's what you get, you idiot."
What I like from that is a lot of people died, but they didn't necessarily use the deaths. Like they weren't like, "Oh, we have special effects. Let's show blood."
Yeah,
Like there was no excess
wasn't
blood.
too, like, over
it
the
was just
top.
what it was.
There's also
like,
a character you get introduced to in the beginning, and his original name in the original films, or the guy who played the same sort of role, was called Loomis, like Dr. Loomis, and he was basically the psychiatrist / doctor for
Yes.
Michael Myers. And there was a new guy who was like the new Dr. Loomis.
new doctor. Yeah,
But
that's clear for the next bit.
yeah.
But the Loomis, and he's the one that like is like looking into him and has like quite a fascination, which
Yeah.
it comes across.
he's obsessed with them.
And he escapes by. Well, it doesn't really show how he escapes.
He's
Yeah.
explained though. It's something
There's a lot
like
of things that don't show, and
he
that's what I liked. From
overtakes a guard. But here's the thing: is obviously I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but I think that maybe that was a lie because
During the doctor helped.
Well,
I think
because the doctor was the one that said
and
he
he was
overtook
alive.
the guard, he overdid this, and the doctor later on, basically, so
Yeah, the wee boy shot the doctor at the beginning.
yeah, basically the doctor.
But he was alive, so Michael didn't kill him. So that's what.
Yeah,
I'm thinking.
Michael. He was the
He-
only,
he
as
helped-
well as all the other prisoners.
So that
he
makes
helped
no
Michael.
sense.
He helped Michael escape,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Cool, I won't kill you then."
And you don't know anything about this until near the end, and basically the doctor kills the cop that was in the
One of
previous
the
films.
original ones, yeah.
The original cop, and he's like, because he wants to, he's been so like, he's been driven insane by Michael and wants to know what it feels like and just wants to understand him so much that like he's willing to do anything to get to the bottom of him because Michael's never spoken and he can't
Yeah.
make it, and he wants to hear him speak.
I thought he was going to speak at one point.
I
and
did, I
I'm so
thought-
glad he didn't.
Yeah, it would have been bad.
It would
if
have
he
made
did.
it so
It would have
much
made no
worse.
sense.
Yeah.
It would have made him so human.
It was like when Pikachu spoke.
Imagine his voice is really high. Like, hi. Hello. I'm
No, but
sorry
yeah,
for all the left on.
It's actually him singing the opening tune.
Because he is. He's playing the piano. Because he is. There is like glimpse of him not being a real man. Because they're like, oh,
Yeah.
he's just Michael
When
Myers.
he
shot
gets
so
shot in
many
the
times.
back.
But then
and stabbed.
she's like, he's not Michael Myers. He's the whatever they call him. What was it?
The boogeyman.
Yeah, he's like, do you believe in the boogeyman? He's like, no, I believe in Michael Myers. And she says, well, you should believe in the boogeyman.
Yeah.
There's also a bit with two reporters who go and like show Michael his mask. I think that's actually what and the time of the year, because it was 40 years after it happened.
Yeah.
But that made him really want to escape. And then they get found. They're in a toilet. That scene was quite scary because the journalist girl
brutal.
goes to the toilet,
Yeah,
sits down.
Snaps the jaw off some guy working in the garage,
and
rips
you
his
see
teeth
the
out,
remains.
and pours them in front of her.
See, but that's what I
Oh
mean.
yeah, so she's sitting on the toilet. She's having a shite or a piss, and she's like scared because there's this guy outside. But she's like, just go away.
Yeah,
and then you
it's
see his
occupied.
hand. You see his hand come over the top. Teeth just
it's
fall
in the
down.
trailers as well.
Oh, it's so gross. But it's even better in the film because there's like tension building up to it, so it's even scarier. And then the guy tries to come and help, but gets his head caved in.
Yes.
And he deserved it.
Yeah, but as I said, they showed how the guy was, his jaw was like broken and his teeth were taken out, but they didn't show him actually doing that.
Yes, it was a
Which I
lot
was like,
for the imagination, which is why it was good.
It's a kind of scary film that it's horrible what's happening, but people can see it.
Yeah, it's like
you won't close your eyes and be like, that is
It's
absolutely
like
disgusting.
they took the first Halloween and then they just made everything about it better. Do you know what I mean? They made characters that you care about. They made things that make sense, even though it's quite like a weird like story that doesn't, he's obviously supernatural in some way.
Pretty much it comes up to the climax where the grandmother, the daughter, and then the granddaughter as well all go to her house, and she's basically set up her house like a trap house.
Yeah.
Like, not like a trap house this way.
You give it away, Reece,
not like a
fool.
But not like a trap house.
No, not
like
like
a house full of traps.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so basically the mum, who was the original, has scarred her daughter, and that's the thing that's brought up as well.
Yeah,
is
she trained her daughter
to kill.
and then her daughter was taken away from her.
And because of this,
By social service.
Which kind of makes sense because she was like teaching her how to shoot.
Of course, and so there's a whole thing, and she's very scarred about
child.
it. And her daughter, for the most part, seems very like normal, and she's kind of got past that part of her life. And then it comes, and basically there's this little like fortress that's underneath the house, which is like a safe, what seems like a safe room
or panic room. Or something like that.
And Michael Myers comes, and it's quite scary, and like lots of things go wrong. Like the mum's standing at the door waiting, but then his arms come through the door, grab her head. I thought she was going to die at that point.
I thought she was going to die. So she managed to like shotgun his fingers.
Yeah, shotgun his fingers off, get away, which is quite cool.
See how the film was going, I was like, they don't care if she dies.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. That's what was so good about
Yeah.
it. The second you kill a child, it's like
not gonna live another
what's
40
going to
years.
happen. I have to say it
You're
was
on free reign.
yeah, and then what was good? You remember that when he walks past the baby, coming back to it, the fact that they killed the child at the start was purely made so that when he went past the baby, the audience would go.
He stopped for a second.
It was made so he would literally do anything.
Yeah, because then everything was scary. Anywhere he went, anyone he was with, you see little children. Because normally in films you're like, they're not going to kill that child.
That's not going to happen.
But they, So basically, they're to get back to it. They're in the fortress, and the mum's like, I need to go up save him, and then she gets beaten up a wee bit. Oh, and this was a callback to the original Halloween. So basically, they have a little fist fight, and then Michael Myers throws her out the window. Yeah. She lands. I thought she was dead again, and then he looks back out the window, like how it happened to her when he fell out the window, Michael Myers. And then basically it gets to the end part, and the mum's out of the picture. Michael Myers comes to the trap room. The daughter's looking up, and she's like aiming. She's like, I can do this, and then she starts to cry. And I was like, oh my god, you idiot! I was I was like, you idiot, because I was so expecting her to just like cry, and she was, and the gun was going down, and she's like, I can't do it, come, mum, help me. And then Michael Myers comes out like, I'm gonna finish the job, and then she just goes, what did she say? Like, got you.
Yeah, like got
you, tricked you, and then she just goes. It was so cool because she was genuinely crying, and then everything goes away. Her face goes blank, and then she shoots him.
Then they both, her daughter and her, run up the stairs. Michael grabs the daughter of the grandmother's ankle, and then they manage to pull her up, and then she gets one last lever, which like has these spikes that go across, and now he's trapped down there.
And then he's looking up and he's everything. And before that, there's a bit where pretty much when they go got you and he shoots, the mum has like a light, like a torch on her face or something. But it was quite cool. Like it was a bit when it and it was like she was the scary part. It was like because she trained so long for Michael, she had become what he feared, and like almost kind of learned how Michael is, like got to that stage because she was so good. And I thought that was such a cool twist. And then he's looking up, and then she's
just standing
up
there with his knife.
Yeah, so there's gas.
Hey, how's it going?
And then a lot like in First Man, when everything starts to explode.
She basically has like what are the things in like an oven, like the
a lighter.
Yeah, it's like a lighter, but it's like a
in the I know.
I can't remember what it's called, but it's like
leave in the comments if you.
Yeah, she basically has like gas. Coming out into the house, and then she lights all the gas on fire, and Michael Myers is obviously trapped in the bottom of the house, so it's assumed that he gets burnt alive.
But it goes back to it where the stairs are, and the actual bit where Michael Myers was standing isn't burnt up clearly, but he's not there.
Empty.
It's empty. But what I'm saying is it's not all just a light. Like there's space where he could have got out, so it's leaving it open for Halloween 2.
And then after the credits, there's not a scene, but there is a moment. Did you stay after the credits?
I might have explained it, and I can't
basically
remember.
At the end of the credits, you just hear breathing, the same breathing that Michael Myers had been doing for the whole movie.
Oh yeah. So we assume he's alive, and that might be like leading up to Halloween 2, which I would all be for.
But because of that ending, I feel like this
whole
film was quite pointless.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Because this film was people thinking this is it. This is the end of Halloween. It's a 40-year anniversary. They're gonna finish it. But if they didn't kill him, then what's the point?
That's the whole thing that I'm like.
That was her mission.
This film
she's waited 40 years to kill him, and she's not even done it.
Because I'm thinking this film was very good and I really enjoyed
Pilot light. Pilot light is what
if there's another one, that's going to make this one look bad. Because you're going to watch it again and go like, what's the point? Oh, this is
and they'll probably take it from the mum's died, it's all very sad, and then Michael Myers comes back, and then it's focusing in on the daughter
and the granddaughter.
And the granddaughter, because they were two kind of mainish characters. I liked how there were like three main characters. They handled that quite well. But anyway, ratings.
Also, the boyfriend never came back into it. He cheated on her and left and never got killed.
We never see him again.
He was the only one that did like something wrong apart from Loomis, who got his head stomped on and smashed. Or the guy was supposed to be
fair,
the
when he kisses the girl, I don't think he doesn't kiss her, and he seemed very confused after it.
No, he knew what he was doing.
Do you think?
Yeah, he cheated on her because he immediately took her phone and broke it. He threw it into the punch right after.
It's weird that the one that was a dick didn't get killed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
that's a novelty.
He was just
so if he might be in the second one.
It'd have been cool.
It might be that him trying to rekindle the relationship.
It'd be cool if he ran in and he was like, "I'm gonna save you," and then Michael Myers just knifed through his head. That would have been funny. They could have done some like comedy with that, but it's whatever. Anyway, ratings, so we can get on to our last
ratings. Film. I'm gonna put them both an 8 because I really enjoyed it, and I think it deserves an 8.
I would say enjoyability for me 8.5. I would say as a film, it's a 8.
I'd say an 8, but depends on what happens in the next one.
Yeah, if it's a new one,
when it's a
Michael
Myers still alive, then it's going down.
I would say enjoyability an 8 in terms of a film, like maybe a 7.5 because it was just like it was above average, but it was like a classic. Here is what you're wanting.
Yes.
It was very much they tailored it to fans.
If it had been its own thing, like I think it would be a lot higher. Like say that was like an original.
I don't know. I think if it was an original film, I don't think people would have liked it that much.
No,
because
people would be like, "Why is it not running?"
It's not like a film that should be out nowadays.
People would be like, "Oh, a guy with a mask, that's original."
The reason it's so like that because it's a cult classic. It's like a classic film.
Because that's what they wanted.
It's the first slasher movie.
It's like when they brought out the new Friday the 13th. Like people, I don't think people liked the film, but they all went to see it.
Yeah, they'd see it anyway because of it. But that's why I hate when people bring things back purely because they know that people will go to see it regardless of if.
I'm waiting for Strike 9 or whatever they're up to now.
when the children have children.
Yeah.
And like Shrek's a grandparent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shrek's a disgusting old ogre.
Oh my! Imagine him all. He'd be like a fucking greasy
Onion.
ball sack.
An onion.
Lubricated.
Anyway.
Right. Let's move on to
The finale.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
Is this just fantasy?
Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality.
I know, a little game for the people at home. Well, for them.
No, yeah, they say it back.
Wait. Alright. I love
Bohemian
this
Rhapsody,
film.
what a good film.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, what?
Me and Michael were worried because
This is what Star is Born wanted to be.
Reese normally doesn't like long length films.
Yes, he hates
And-
them because he's
and
I love Lord of the Rings.
because it's got explosions and excitement in
It
it
doesn't
all
have
the time.
explosions, to be honest.
There are explosions.
There does have a lot of orcs though.
I love orcs.
I do love orcs. Anyway, Bohemian Rhapsody, the story about one of the best rock and roll stars in the world.
Yes.
Rami Malek, yeah.
Yeah, Rami Malek.
Best rock and roll star in the world, Michael Jackson.
Mark
The best
Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg, that's what I can say.
Freddie-
Mark Wahlberg,
nah,
the
Freddie
best
Mercury.
musician. He was
I think
good.
he was runner-up for
Mark-
casting choice.
Mark Wahlberg, he was a good musician. He did
Calvin
rap.
Klein
yeah.
model.
I loved him in that.
No,
His muscles
but,
were so big.
But straightforward.
Package.
Yeah,
This
Justin
film- this
Bieber
film
was
very
wishing
good.
he was
this
him.
film, no, this film was very good. Rami Malek was
Oh,
incredible.
he was.
Wow.
People,
Wow.
I feel bad for the people who've only seen Rami Malek in things like Night at the Museum, because he
Yeah.
is in Mr. Robot. Like if you've seen, you see how good an actor he is. But this is just another level. Like like character acting.
It's not only acting; it's acting as.
Yeah, and
Eric was telling me that he watched an interview with the lead guitarist,
Yes.
like
Yes.
the real lead guitarist, not the actor
Yeah,
who played him, and he was saying that he was there on the shoots, and when he was watching the
he
scene
first-
for Live Aid, and he saw Rami Malek come out, he was scared because he was like, "That's my friend that
Yeah,
died."
when he
years
saw
ago."
Wow.
him, he was seeing him dance because Live Aid was actually the first day they shot.
yeah, the first one.
And
That must have been so.
Rami
See,
Malek,
that's what I'm thinking. Like to build, like the film builds up to that, but
Yeah.
to just shoot that first.
because the reason why the reason why they
I
did
suppose
that,
after that you can only.
Rami Malek said the reason why they do that is because that set costs so much money.
Yeah.
That if you use the most expensive first,
Yeah.
it means then you don't have to spend so much. Whereas if you leave that for last, then you're like, oh shit, we still have to spend £16 million on this. We don't have that money. So that's why they did that first. All the original guys from Queen, well, the guitarist went and he was literally like, oh my god, he's exactly the same.
It is
And
crazy.
He never had a chat with him or anything. He just saw one of his best
And
friends
all his movements
come out.
we watched Live Aid,
Yeah,
and it's
is exactly
all
the
bang
same.
on. Like he writes
Exactly the
the fucking cameraman, and like it's so funny, and it's so good. And I thought, and the fact that like he's not a singer and he's not a dancer,
And he didn't look like Sami Malek, right? Sami, right? Yeah, Sami Malek.
Rami Malek.
Rami Malek. What did I say?
Did you mess up your S's and your R's?
Sammy Rallick.
Oh my god.
Hammy Labwick. I love
Something like from Rami Malek.
Ham and cheese spaghetti.
No, but I it wasn't him.
Yeah.
Like, he had to get.
But then he looked so
moustache,
similar.
the teeth. He didn't get his eyes changed, which was interesting. He had blue eyes in the film.
Oh really?
And yeah, he
And
had
what-
blue eyes. And
That's
Freddie
weird.
Mercury
You'd
had
think
brown
that
eyes.
if you went that far,
Yeah,
you'd-
maybe he doesn't like contacts.
I
don't
didn't
know.
notice. I didn't notice.
Yeah,
that.
no,
I didn't
again,
notice.
you don't really notice that, but that is.
It was
Yeah.
he was really good.
He was
Yeah,
just. It was
he was very
fantastic. It was obviously. It was kind of funny when you would hear Rami Malek speak, and he obviously did a really good Queen impression when he speaks. But then you would hear his voice, and then you would hear Queen's singing voice, like after, like it's just been kind of put in there, and it would sound so out of place at times. And I'd be like, well, that's definitely not. You know, it was a bit obvious, but like you let those things go. Because
And I think-
liked casting choices for it.
Yeah, the casting was great.
especially the band.
The band was.
They were
great.
they were so likable and just fun characters, and like, and they were. I guarantee that's exactly what they were like. And then it was one of these things where if you were these normal guys who just play instruments and have a good time,
Yeah.
and then this future superstar Queen comes
was-
up to
it
you,
was-
it's going to be
yeah,
weird.
it was very
They're gonna
funny.
be-
He keeps like the band is Queen.
Yeah.
yeah.
realise that.
Well, something.
Freddie Mercury is him.
Oh yeah, I know Freddie Mercury.
He's
but
not Queen.
It's weird. Well, he I mean, I suppose, well, he is it because he found out later on.
Something funny
he thinks he is Queen.
is after they form the band, they say to each
Yeah, I
other.
learned a lot I didn't know.
Yeah.
After they form the band, they say to each other, "We need to get big." And in the cinema, it was very funny because I was like, "It's exactly like our podcast." And I was like, "Michael, take out notes."
It's like the part that's we're not talented.
And the first thing they said is, "We need to make an album," and we just went, "Oh shit, we can't make an album."
We could have mixed it.
Although
I got bars.
a funny thing is, well, it's not funny. It's
It's
interesting.
hilarious.
In the film, they show one of the lead guitarists of Smile leave the band, and he joins in. When actually, Freddie Mercury and that guy were friends from college. So as he left, he said, "Freddie, this is band. Would you like to be the singer?"
Oh, so that wasn't
Yeah,
true. It
but
was lies.
I understand why they did it. 'Cause
None of it was true.
None of it. He doesn't have blue eyes.
They were focusing more in the band's history, because essentially the film has two parts.
Yeah.
The band and when Freddie's dealing with shit.
Yes.
With sexuality.
Yeah.
and
All his
AIDS
Yeah, that was
and-
very
and-
interesting. I didn't know he'd got married. I thought that was quite I mean, I think I'd heard, but I always thought he was just a gay man. Like, he obviously always was, but I always thought
Although
that
he
was...
said he was bi, but then her
He wa-
wife said, "No, you're gay."
Yeah,
Yeah.
at least in the movie. But
And
we
he
don't
didn't
know.
deny it.
Yeah.
No, he didn't say no. He just went.
But then, it's people have been like, they're gay, but
I think he was confused.
they're confused, so they're with women, and then they realise later on in life.
Yeah.
So and it was a really heartbreaking as
But
well.
he still never wanted to lose her, because even when she got a new husband, he was still kind of... But he was very protective.
Because he loved her. He loved her as a friend.
Yeah,
And
he was like, "You're my first love."
And I know from knowing you guys that love is very strong, and it can hurt sometimes.
The last film, and this is something that my flatmate Callum. Hey Callum.
Hey Callum.
Thank you for this information.
You're very welcome.
The last song he recorded. Honestly, I don't know what the name is, but at the end of the song, he speaks, and his words are, "I always loved you," and that's the last thing he was ever recorded doing.
Was that the one that he did in the barn?
No, because he hadn't recorded it yet.
Oh, right.
I'm saying that's the last song he recorded, and the last words were, "I always loved you."
Well,
Which is quite interesting.
in the sad scene when they break up, and he's like talking to her, and then his music's on in the background, the song that he wrote for her.
Yeah.
And he was like, "That's for you. They're singing for you," because the audience was singing along, and then they break up, and man, it was heartbreaking because you could tell that Freddie loved her,
Yeah.
and you could tell that she loved him. It's just they couldn't be together in that way because it would hurt her too much, and it would hurt him too much because they couldn't live in is it monogamous? No, when they couldn't live in an open relationship. I mean, because it's just not who they were.
Yeah, and it was very heartbreaking to see him be like, "No, everything's cool. It's okay. We're not together. We live in different houses, but it's cool."
Yeah.
But then as soon as he started realizing stuff like they used to play this game with the lights, and one day he played it and she didn't play back.
Yeah.
And he was
Yeah.
like, "Oh,
And
everything's not as cool as I want it to be."
for me, it was quite sad when you would like watch things and then you would knowing what happens to him.
Yeah.
You would. It's even more sad, and you're
Yeah,
like
but he was like kind of corrupted by not his manager, but like his manager's assistant or
who was
something like
his
that.
boyfriend, sort of.
His
Not
partner, I say his
his-
partner.
not even really
I
that.
think
It was
they
just
were-
like
I
a
think
guy
it
he was with.
I think they were in like open relationship together.
I'm not too sure. It was
Guys,
he basically
let's not put labels on
Yeah, I
anything.
hate labels. They're
He
so
basically-
2001.
yeah.
Oh, right.
He basically became his manager.
Yeah. No, essentially
But he was a
he knew what to do because he was the
He had one.
assistant of the other old manager.
Yeah. And he turned it. He said to the old manager, basically Freddie Mercury got an offer to become a solo artist.
Yeah.
And the dickhead found out about this and said to Freddie Mercury's manager, "I think you should be the one to tell him," knowing full well that Freddie Mercury would be like,
Really upset.
Yeah, like, "I can't believe you're even saying this. Like, I'm not going to split up from the band." So when the manager said to the guy that gave him the bit of paper, "What are you doing? You know about this?" In the taxi, he was like, "I know nothing about it. I have no idea what you're talking about. I can't believe you're asking Freddie to do this." And he totally snaked him.
Oh, I hated that bit. I got so fucking angry, especially knowing it's true. Like, that's horrible. Imagine how bad it is for that guy.
Yeah.
No.
Because his manager was actually quite nice.
He was very nice.
Yeah,
he was
nice.
good to him.
Yeah.
As good as managers can be. Do you know what I mean? They're always going to be
I
a
really
bit-
liked how they showed the creation of Bohemian Rhapsody, because that's essentially what the film's called.
Yeah, when they go off.
Oh, when they had to, in the barn, they had to do it again and again and again.
And they have like different ways of
Another
doing
gets
it. They're in
annoyed.
and they can't figure out how to get the sound, so they like use different like I don't like pots and pans and like it's cool.
And like no one liked Bohemian Rhapsody when it came out. They thought it was going to be the best song ever because it mixed opera and rock and roll and like jazz and stuff, and mixed all of it together.
It's basically meant to be
tragedy. They were saying
then it's meant to be the song that had everything.
Yeah,
and people just didn't, because it was 6 minutes long.
Yeah, and they were like, it's not gonna. They're not gonna play
it.
it. They're not gonna play a 6 minute song on the radio.
Yeah, exactly.
And the label that they went to said, we're not having it. Queen, people aren't gonna remember Queen. Queen's not gonna be. And
then they left and they're like, you're gonna be the person that dropped Queen, and then there's like, yeah, whatever. They throw something through their window,
a rock through
the window,
and take it out our royalties.
Yeah, and then they go and then they get one of Freddie Mercury's friends who's obviously on the radio to put it out there into the world,
and no one likes it.
No one likes it, not at all.
Until I don't know if it was until Freddie Mercury died.
Yeah, when Freddie Mercury died, they put it back on the radio.
Yeah,
and it got number one.
Yeah,
it got number one when it went back.
And it's still a hit now.
It's a classic, and it really. And I think you know what it reminds me of. It's like most like quite refined things. So like wine, you don't like it at first, but you have to try loads to appreciate it. It's like that. It takes time. You hear it, and then you might be a little bit something. It's not. I don't like it, but then the more you listen to it, you can appreciate how it's made.
There's always been that song that you listen to and you're like, nope, I don't like it. But then you listen to it on the radio and you have to listen to it.
Yeah.
Or a friend has it, or when you're in a club, and then you're just like, actually, this is
and it grows on you, because basically I believe that like in most bands like this, and like I really like the 1975, and like, you know, that's just an opinion of mine, but like I find that a lot of their music, I'll listen to it and I won't like it at first. I'll keep listening, and then you start to appreciate the sort of how much work people put into it, because you can hear in Bohemian Rhapsody how much work there is put into it, and I think a part of our brain starts to appreciate that, especially when we know and how good they are in general. But then they've got other songs that were extremely popular, like We Are the Champions, and you know, just the classics that were always amazing.
Although We Will Rock You, another interesting fact, in the film they showed it to be made in 1980 when he had the moustache, when it was actually created 1978 when he still had long hair and no moustache.
Didn't know that. A little fact for our
viewers.
They showed that
where they made We Will Rock You.
Yeah, they showed that to sort of show a good progress of the film. I understand. You know, there's a lot of things that I'm like, okay, they obviously just wanted to get to the point.
Talking about songs, it was nice to know that bass guitarist did something. He came up with Bites of Dust, and another one, Bites of Dust.
Yeah.
Dum dum dum.
Bum 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 bum.
What was it? I'm in love with my car.
That's what they wanted. That's what the label wanted to say.
I love my car.
I love my car. That was fun. That was the drums.
Yeah.
But we have a visitor.
Oh, we have a visitor.
Oh,
hello.
Hi.
We're doing the pod right now. Hey, what's going on?
Do you want to come and say hello?
Say hello to our viewers. We got 15 subscribers, so relax.
Yeah.
Mama, ooh, I feel right.
I'm not back again this time tomorrow. Carry on, carry on.
As though nothing really matters. We're keeping all this in.
To me.
I think it's funny.
To you
to me.
Hey guys, sorry for that interruption.
We might have heard a little bit of singing, we're not sure yet. Maybe a little bit of our talk with Reese's flatmate.
Yeah, Reese's flatmate walked in. We're not filming it at Michael's flat today. We're filming it in Reese's flat.
When we start filming, though, it will be at my flat because I have the good background.
But essentially, why don't we just go straight into the ratings after we've been saying? Oh, is there anything else you want to speak about Bohemian Rhapsody?
I thought the band was extremely patient
with Freddie Mercury,
because Freddie Mercury was like he
was an artist.
He was
another flatmate.
Oh.
Hey, may it be an evening star.
Wish I'd never been born at all.
Carry on, carry on.
'Cause nothing really matters.
And after being rudely
So guys, after being extremely rudely interrupted for the second time by another flatmate, you have a lot of flatmates, man.
I have a lot of people that use the kitchen.
We are trying to make business here.
We're trying to make content.
Money.
We apologise for these 2 interruptions.
Yes, as much as you were invested.
Yeah.
And it will be nothing to you because we'll have cut it because our man on the blues and twos
Exactly.
will be sorting us
Our
out.
professional tech, which we pay every month.
Yes. £100.
Yes.
So,
minute.
any last thoughts on Bohemian Rhapsody before we give our rating?
It was very good. Go watch it. Still in the cinemas. Recommend it.
Yes, highly.
The fact that he does all that, and he has those teeth in his mouth.
Even if it's 2 hours, even if you don't like music, just go watch it.
Also, I heard that he, when Rami Malek heard he was doing
Sammy
Bohemian Rhapsody, Ramin Malek,
Ramen noodles.
Ramen Noodles found out that he was having to be Freddie Mercury. He got the teeth made early
And wore them during breaks of
And
Mr.
sex.
Robot.
purely sex, so that he could learn how it felt, and it was very interesting.
Yeah. Ratings.
Oh man, I honestly, for entertainment, I'm gonna have to say like a 9.5, verging on a fucking 10.
I was gonna say a 9 for both. Not a 10 because hey, maybe one day something will blow my mind.
I would say
I'm looking for the
9.5 for enjoyment and a 9 for movie. That's what
I'd
I'm
say
saying.
9 for both.
I would say also 9 for both.
I think it was a great movie and I enjoyed it.
It was so much better than A Star Is Born.
It was better than A Star Is Born, but A Star Is Born was also really good. So I don't know what the.
I think the reason why Star Wars Born was not so good was because the characters, you know who this person is. It's Freddie Mercury.
A legend.
Yeah, it's essentially. And
But then at the same time,
at the end when they're like, Freddie, you're a legend. He's like, we all are. And he's like, no, I'm joking. Obviously, I am a legend.
I think it's also like, because he could have went wrong here. It was a big risk making this movie because people are very passionate about it, and the fact that they took that risk and it went well almost makes what would have been a mediocre film if it had been about a made up story just 10 times
It
better.
was so
Hot.
cool. He also abandoned his band at one point.
Yeah, which I felt like they didn't
to be
shy away
fair,
from that.
In the film, they showed how he was the only one. Other people from the band also did singles.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Not good, clearly, because
Yeah.
you don't hear them.
I never knew Freddie Mercury went.
But then I like that
Well,
bit
he
where
did solo, for example, in the Spanish Olympics, he did Barcelona.
two parts that
There wasn't Queen there, which is him.
that I haven't mentioned, but I really enjoyed. The first being when Queen goes off and he's with his and he's trying to do it by himself, and he hires Freddie Mercury. I keep saying that. Freddie Mercury goes off and he's with his and he like hires people to do the music for him, and he realizes that he can't use.
Yeah, he says the problem was they did do what he told them.
Yes,
that was the problem.
His band would always push it back on things, which was the right thing.
Yeah.
Because when everyone did what he told them,
it was shit.
It just wasn't great. And that kind of, for me, was like, oh, that's cool, because Queen was the band. It wasn't just Freddie, because Freddie was the voice and the performance, but the band with the music.
Yeah, and they wanted to make music for the outcasts.
Yeah.
People that didn't fit in. That's what they wanted to make music for. That's what
he said. And then the second one being when, so basically Freddie tells his band that he has AIDS. And it was just so heartbreaking, but such because Freddie's I don't want any fuss. I just want to make music. I don't want a thing to do with it.
That is very interesting because he never told anyone that he had AIDS, apart from his family and the band members. Literally, because he didn't want people to listen to his music for pity.
He didn't want his legacy
he wanted to listen.
Be that he had AIDS.
Although then, ironically, Bohemian Rhapsody came back out and everyone watched it. Everyone listened to it.
But then, I think even if he died of, I think for him he was worried that he would be like an AIDS poster boy. He said, was it something like that? And then
thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for watching this week's pod.
Thanks for Tobias and
thanks,
Richard.
guys.
You know who you are. We're giving you your code names.
Anyone that wants to send stuff to a PO box,
it's leave pods.
You can't do it
at gmail.com.
Fuck off.
Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We have a banner and a logo now, so that's nice.
So check that out. We spent a lot of money on it
that I've still not received.
One person. I've sent it.
I don't know who that is.
You still owe me money as well.
What? Guys, leave it for the pod.
Get us lots of views. Michael needs money.
I really do.
We need that AdSense.
I have nothing.
Stay human.
I'm drowning right now, guys.
Leave it for the pod.